Raghuram with us?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Kunal.
Hi, Mr. Raghuram. Again,
good evening.
Sorry,
I think I had some problem with the audio earlier. And I thank the organizers for Inkwash, the ASCII, and Mr. Kunal Shah, late night in Singapore, and happy to be part of this panel.
Thanks, Mr. Raghuram. I think what I learned from looking at the video which you shared is that even 2 decades of being a businessman doesn't stop you from doing more businesses and interesting businesses. I think that's a very interesting thing what you have showcased. A few interactions. Can you quickly tell us in a few words to all the people, what does Green Recycloplast do, and how did you come across starting this business?
Yes. The genesis of Green Recycloplast is that we have 3 founder directors. I am one of them. All the 3 come from printing and packaging background. So we have been in this printing and packaging industry, manufacturing multi-layer laminates and selling it to various food companies and various FMCG companies for the last 2 decades. So we understand the utility value of multi-layer laminates and its application in the consumption of various kinds of food products. Now, having understood that, we also have the concerns about the post-consumption of the material, of the food material, and then the value which the packaging material has post-consumption. It is absolutely becoming a zero. There we found that the people are using it in as there have been a lot of panelists discussing about getting into pyrolysis, into the oil, or into road laying, or into the form of cement plant incineration. But our concern was that in all the 3 cases, I would say it is only effectively disposing of the multi-layered laminates rather than getting into landfill, but it is not creating a recycling or an upcycling value. So in that connection, we wanted to put our heart and soul into Green Recycloplast. That is how we have started this company. This is a startup company. Our focus and endeavor and the drive is to ensure that low-value multi-layered laminates are put to effective use. They are put to usage which will be of beneficial and long-lasting by the process of recycling and upcycling. So during the process of recycling and upcycling, we would be blending with various other items. We would be coming out with innovative blends, coming out with some value-added products, which we would be showcasing as we go forward.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Raghuram. So one comment here in general, because I've seen the other startups, Ms. Malini and Professor Chari, is that I've seen that a lot of plastics is being definitely recycled. In fact, it was a very nice speech by Honorable Prime Minister Modi when he said that, we are a nation which has recycled since ages. We don't need this new world to tell India that we are not recycling. In fact, we have been recycling. Our mothers have been recycling the small milk packets which used to come at our home. So I think the recycling concept and the upcycling concept is there, and it is increasing. Awareness is increasing. What I've observed commonly is that, and this is just a suggestion coming from my side, is that, Mr. Raghuram, I also saw that you also make some nice furnitures and products. Now, what is happening is that product and furniture, if it has to be sold to a market, for example, you will have to brand it. So, for example, when people go to IKEA, it's a Swedish brand, everybody knows about it. They opened the first store in Hyderabad. You see the amount of standardization they have done. So I think there's so many people on this call and so many entrepreneurs. There could be a way of creating a high value products, giving it a finish and a marketing flavor, and bringing it to such a level that you create basically an alternate furniture industry in itself, right? So companies like IKEA, companies like Pepper Fry, who are furniture retailing company, would want to keep a normal furniture with this carbon impact and this pollution impact, and they would love to keep a furniture from, let's say, Green Recycloplast with these beneficial impact. I would say that people who are educated would definitely want to choose the other one, because they will feel nice that the dining table in their house has been made from recycling plastic, which gives so and so benefit to the environment, right? I just give you an example. If all the people on the call today, you may want to look at the company called Plastic Bank. It's a Canadian company which started as an NGO. And then if you see what they have done is that they have created an environment where if I use this pen from recycled plastic, they have made it a point by giving it a certificate, and I feel proud to own this. I think what you may want to create going forward, Mr. Abhiram, is some kind of mechanism where there is a premium allotted to the dining table you make, the chair you make, and you list down. So if you have a chair, you list down the price of the chair and you list down the environmental benefits. For example, this chair has been built or made by diverting X tons or X kgs of plastic, which would have been littering on the roads or in the rivers or in the lakes. This plastic has avoided X tons of CO2 from emitting from the environment, okay? And the carbon footprint of it. And I'm sure the youngsters and the people who are working at least in many industries would want to pay a little bit extra or at least same level to choose this furniture over a furniture which has been built from non-recycled plastic, right? So that was one thing which I was saying. And then what is your ambition, Mr. Raghuram, that green recycled plastic? I understand that you have a factory in Tumkur. Do you want to keep it as a centralized level, or you want to take it forward as having, let's say, a few green recycloplast hubs in the country?
Yes, our vision is this is the first unit in Tumkur in Karnataka. So obviously, as far as Karnataka is concerned, we would keep this unit as a mother unit. And going forward, we are looking at in the next 1 or 2 years, depending upon the kind of support we get from the government and the kind of support we get from the investors, we would like to scale up our model in the southern states at least. In state of we are looking at Hyderabad, we are looking at Chennai, we are looking at Coimbatore, we are looking at Kerala. These 4 states definitely we are looking at, so that we create decentralized kind of hubs and ensure that the waste is collected and then it is processed at least to an intermediate stage in the hub, and then it is brought down to Tumkur where we are getting into the value added product. So the whole supply would like to put in place as we go forward.
Excellent. And one last question from my side is that, I've seen the entrepreneurs, you have done business 2 decades and then into this business. What were the challenges faced by you, and how did you overcome these challenges?
See, the first and foremost thing was there was a lot of negative connotations regarding multi-layer laminates and its application and uses. People were saying, why are you getting into it? This is absolutely, it's a kind of no and a no starter kind of a scenario. Yes, we did have some challenges in terms of getting the required licenses, even to convince the government department and the pollution control board that we are trying to come out with some innovative solutions. So there was a bit of a issue in terms of buying from them as well. But then definitely we were able to overcome those hassles, overcome those challenges. And yes, obviously, in India, you do have certain gestation period as far as getting the required approvals is concerned. But finally, we were able to get the required approvals and we were able to start off. And while we are starting off, obviously, there is a lot of learning curve which gets into the process. We do some trials, alterations and things like this. I think we have come to a stage where we have overcome those learning curves and overcome those hiccups and issues which we have faced. And today, I think we are at a stage where we are in a takeoff level where we can look at. So today, our current capacity is to handle about 50,000 kgs of MLP scrap per month. But going forward, as we progress by the month of March, April, we are looking at enhancing this capacity because we are getting into a new machinery and a new setup, which would take us to about 300,000. So we would be scaling up our capacity by more than 6 times. And this is only to start in Tumkur, but as we progress in the next year or 2, at 5 other. Overall, we are looking at a very bright future for us as far as recycling is concerned. But obviously, we are looking at support from various agencies, to take it forward and to meet our vision and mission, what we have envisaged.
Fine. Thanks about that, Mr. Raghuram. And again, because I sit in a financial center here in Singapore, if you believe that there are any fundraising opportunities where I could support you with, I deal with a lot of VCs and PEs. surely
Yes.
willing to help, and we can connect through Prof. Chari and we can take it forward. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. And thank you very much for the organizers for giving us an opportunity to showcase our products.
So.